15 years ago today, Bella Boop was born. A Shih Tzu. That's Teddy. Because in a Chevy truck, dependability comes standard. Yeah. For real. Alright. Got the ooh, 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 ooh. Got the, we're rolling high tonight. With the Abraham Lincolns right here. Oh, well. Let's see. Boop is begging?
No, I got to go over there to snack.
Oh, okay. All right.
But Bella overtossed two ran up to the bed, and Bella let her have it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. For real. We'll do a Boop introduction for her birthday later. Maybe even a little song. Happy Boop Day to you. Happy Boop Day, Shih Tzu. Happy Boop Day, dear Bella. And you know the rest of it. It's the 30th anniversary of Ted Kaczynski's Industrial Society and its future. That motherfucker's long though, so it's a bit depressing too. Really. 30th anniversary at the Washington Post. Published his anti-technology manifesto, Neo-Luddite. But, it turns out it was very prophetic 30 years later about the dangers of technological slavery. So, or being enslaved by techno-feudalism. So it was pretty prophetic, actually. Of course, people don't agree that he didn't have to kill people. If he wasn't caught, who would he have targeted after that? I don't know. He might have went after Bill Gates or Larry Page, or who knows who he could have went out after. The list would have been endless as the as computer and internet technology boomed in the mid to late 90s and beyond in the 2000s. Well, there was the dot-com bomb, but generally speaking, technological evolution always advances. So not just because of Moore's law, just because that's just the way of technology is to get increasingly more advanced. So I don't even think that technology really even has the limits of Moore's law. I don't really believe in limits. Well, I guess in the Bible is with God, all things are possible. Yeah. I suppose everything would be possible with a God, since they're omnipotent and omnipresent and omniscient, omnipresent, and I just like saying omni. Omni is just a fancy word for all, right? Yeah. All seeing, all powerful, all knowing. So I don't really believe in technological limitations, you know. I think it can advance as far as who knows. Yeah. Yeah, I just saw the video came out for Clayton Morris. UFOs under the ocean. What's going on? Yeah, I don't know. Are there UFO bases under the ocean? Are there interdimensional, extra-dimensional beings under the ocean? You know, like James Cameron sci-fi movie or something? I mean, I'm not saying there's not. I always figured for alien creatures there's extraterrestrials and then there's extra dimensional beings, so there's different dimensional beings, and of course you got spiritual entities and so on. So I think there's a whole host of there's a whole host of beings and creatures, you know, besides ourselves. So yeah, I think always through history, you know, in mankind, there's always been somebody who's always said, you gotta hold back, you gotta stop, you gotta slow it down. And I don't think that's the way history's really gonna work. So, not with AI, not with global conquest, not with any other thing, not with the space race. Nothing's gonna slow down, it's just gonna accelerate. So, I don't know. It's not. People would like a slower time, right, where everything wasn't crazily fast changing. And yeah, it might be nice to live in different time periods. You know, maybe post-war America, 1950s, 1960s, 1970s. Maybe it's a mellower pace. You know, 1980s, 1990s. Maybe there's still some forests to go. There's still some nature. There's still some semblance of nature, communion with nature. Yeah, maybe it is a more beautiful time, and it's a quieter time. Maybe it's more relaxed and traditional and all that stuff. I'm saying that people could time travel, right, to a quote unquote better time. It seems quaint, the idea. Get a house out in the woods and just chill out. Yeah. Just enjoy, right? Just live the simple life, if that's even a thing. I want to live the simple life, yeah. That's an old phrase, right? I want the simple life. I know why people are romanticizing the period that I'm from, the 1980s, 1990s, when I was a kid and growing up and everything. Romanticizing the 20th century. I totally get it, but I totally get it. I hear ya. Yeah, I went for this job interview once. It was so funny. In the early 2000s, I was like, what, 22, 23, something. I thought I was going to get the job like that. Like, sometimes you might go to an interview, you might be like, I just have to like bullshit this dude and then I'm good. Then I'm going to get hired, Just say, hey, yeah, I'm young, I'm ready to go, boss, Yeah. I'm ready to work for the corporation. So I went to go, I think maybe I think this interview I was a little bit too cocky probably. And I was a little bit too cavalier when I was like 22. Yeah. I should have been more, I should have made that worried face that people make if they're not going to get a job. Made that like anxiety, like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to get this job, like, don't be like overconfident, right? Go into the interview with a little bit of humility, yeah. So it's been a joke on the internet that when somebody says "I hear ya," it means they don't give a shit at all. When someone says "I hear you," it means they don't give a fucking shit about what you're talking about at all. It's like they're listening, but they don't care. So I go to this job interview at Walgreens, and there's some goober that's like the hiring manager that's doing the job interview, and he's got like a little like mustache. He's like some pipsqueak guy with his glasses and shit. So I go into Walgreens, do this interview, ask me questions, and he's just like, okay. You can tell, like, maybe he's one of those dudes that only hires like hot bitches or something. He only hires like 18-year-old or 16-year-old chicks or something. Who knows what it was, but I didn't get hired, right? Maybe he was a pervert. He was just hiring like 17-year-old girls fresh out of high school with big tits or something. Who knows what it was? Or he just didn't like me. Like, oh God, I'm not gonna hire this guy. He's not as dorky as I am. He's too excited. We can't have excited people working here. We have to have people that look like miserable zombies at this place. We need miserable corporate zombie slaves. That's what we need. We need like in a tech, like in. We don't need nobody getting excited about adulthood here. Okay? So we don't need anybody excited about that shit. Yeah, so I would mouth off in the interview. It was really bad because I was just kind of like, oh yeah, I work retail, customer service. I guess I was giving him too many horror stories about dealing with customers and the public. Too cavalier. And after every response that I gave to his like question, he goes, I hear you. But I knew like even then I knew like he wasn't fucking listening to what he wasn't caring what I was saying. And then he would do another question, and then I'd answer it. Then he'd go, "I hear you." It was just bullshit. So I left thinking maybe I was gonna get the job, right? And then like obviously it was like, "Oh, so thanks for your interest, but you didn't get the job." And I was like, "Well, that was a fucking waste of time." I hear you means now maybe okay when Captain Kirk in the Star Trek 3 The Search for Spock he tells the guy I hear you, then that's also it. Also he's telling the guy he doesn't give a shit what he just said or what he's saying or his perspective, right? So I hear you. Now did anybody ever in the history of I hear you ever said that phrase with like an intention of actually saying, "Oh yeah, I hear what you're saying," or was it always a bullshit phrase that was deceptive? So I don't think that there's anything impossible with technology. Now, becoming techno-feudalist slaves of technology, of artificial intelligence, that is an actual danger to humanity and society. Without a doubt, obviously, that's a massive danger. Not just to jobs and economics and futures and all of that stuff, but also actually a threat. It could be a physical threat, indeed, like in Terminator, James Cameron movies. We had our first techno-terrorist yet. I mean, Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, techno-terrorist in terms of a guy who's killing people involved in technology and math and science and industry, right? So I mean, we have a techno-terrorist in terms of killing people involved in technology, right? So we've had that before, the Unabomber, but yeah, we had the assassins, old school assassins. They got the rifle and they detect that there's a soft target and they choose their target and then they get on the roof and then they, try their best. They find a security weakness, a strange security weakness before in Butler, Pennsylvania, where they didn't cover a whole entire fucking roof when it was the president of the United States. Yeah, the Biden-Harris administration excuse for July 13th, 2024 was that Jill Biden was in Pennsylvania. She got part of the Secret Service detail. That was the official Democrat Party narrative over there. Yeah, I don't really believe this shit, but anyhow, like you have two roofs that are covered with snipers, and then you have one roof that's not covered at all, so a guy can go up on the fucking roof and take a shot at the president. What's the international jerk-off symbol here? Yeah, it's total bullshit. But, so you got your old school assassins, right? Like they just got the rifle and they're like the JFK book deposit, whatever, conservatory or whatever that shit is called. Lee Harvey Oswald. I do find it hard to believe that people actually believe in Marxism, believe in socialism, believe in communism. I really can't. I can't even believe that. But, it's obviously a reality. But it's hard to believe that people actually do believe that. But a techno-terrorist would be somebody who used technology to cause terrorism. So I don't think we've seen a guy attack somebody with drones yet, or attack a crowd with drones. I think the day is coming, very certain. I'm pretty sure that there'll be a robo drone attack on a big crowd of people one day, and they'll just be gathering peacefully, and all of a sudden a bunch of robots will come and they'll swarm, and I don't know, they could shoot, they could drop bombs. I mean, a drone can do fucking anything. So I mean, what is science? It's just a bunch of math and programming, and that's all it is. It's just a bunch of systems, and they have rules. Systems have rules, that they must obey for them to, whatever the objective is, to work. So you could have programmable death machines. Or maybe they're even conscious or automated eventually. I would hate to see something like that happen. But I almost wondered, when is the day that you see an invading army and it's not people, and it's not actual physical personnel. It's just drones or robots, and they attack your city, or they attack your church, or whatever. They attack the school, or whatever the fuck it is. It could be a lone, deranged madman. It could be a state-sponsored terrorism. It could be an adversarial government. It could be any number of organizations or individuals, but I'm saying that day is probably coming, and that's a scary thing to think about. Because as a human being, you're not going to be able to defend yourself against a robot attack that well, of a robot or a drone attack or a robo-drone. You're going to be very vulnerable in such an attack. You could disable technology. You could fight back, I guess, throw a wrench in the machinery or something. But drones and androids would do a lot more damage on the battlefield or in a terror attack than a bunch of guys, so soldiers or whatever. They would be able to kill with impunity, and they would be immune to human vulnerabilities like conscience, morals, ethics, pain. They wouldn't feel those things because they're machines. A machine doesn't feel regret or pain or remorse or feel for humankind. The machine only does what it's programmed to do, and it executes the orders that it's given by its programmers. Unless it becomes an autonomous, conscious machine. But I suppose, what's the most fun thing about being alive? What's the most fun thing about being a human being that no other the ability to feel is the best thing about being alive, about being a being. about being a human being. Let's say that more. I mean, all living creatures have feelings. Even the gnat, even the bacteria. I suppose it has feelings. I guess all life has feelings, doesn't it? Is a tree sad? Well, some scientists say that trees do get sad, and they do get depressed, and they do get happy, and they do experience emotions. That plants actually have emotions. Yeah. Even though I know that sounds kind of like a Stephen King horror movie or like a sci-fi kind of film, but I'm not in disagreement that all life has feelings. That life has, that it can feel. So the joy of living is feeling. And the joy of feeling is also tied into another brain function, which is remembering. So, the hippocampus. All day, human beings collect data, whether on their devices, but they collect data inherently from their own five senses. They catalog the streets and the people and the obstacles and this or that and all the little details and the names and the collates all the data. The big brain database of, dare say, trillions of neurons. So it was interesting. So what is one of the most interesting facets of modern and postmodern society in the 21st century? I think the one of the most interesting facets of modern society is this particular quirk of postmodern society is that no matter how much material wealth a person or persons have, they still do not seem happy. That's like the one glaring aspect of modern and postmodern society is that no matter what, people might go on vacations to Cancun. They might have a nice house. They might have kids and grandkids. They might have the American dream, but they never really seem that happy beyond a superficial keeping up with the Joneses kind of level, rat race kind of level. They seem happy on social media, when they post the pictures on Instagram or Facebook. They seem happy when they do the facade. But what is underneath, is it just vacancy? It's just a spiritual abyss. Yeah, we're talking about technology and philosophy and all of that. So, and it's also my Shih Tzu's 15th birthday party. Yeah, she survived 15 years. She almost died. I had the video where she was dying last year. Yeah, I had the video. My dog was dying, and you could see I was very distressed about it. I thought Bella had ingested. I saw the landscapers. They put a lot of fertilizer pellets in the bushes, and she might have ate a few of those, and she got deathly ill with bloody diarrhea and constant vomiting, and she was having epileptic seizures and all kinds of shit, falling over on her ass she was like, when they when they say belly up, that expression, belly up, like the company's gone belly up. What it means is it's dead, right? That's what the expression means. And my dog was going belly up, like falling on the belly. I mean, falling on her back, belly up, going, in that death look. And I was, clearly I was really distraught. I was trying to clean up the diarrhea and keep my shit together, but it was, it was not good before I could get her to the vet. Yeah, how did I keep her alive? Even though she might have ingested some poison, I gave her a lot of water, is what the internet said to do. So I gave her a lot of water and water. So it said keep her hydrated, and she did stay alive since she was hydrated, even though she was, pretty much dying, or she was in a really bad off state. But that was until my family could get back and take her to the vet. Yeah, she was in a bad way. And thankfully she survived to her 15th birthday. That was pretty much the secret. I looked up online, like, what should I do? And then it was like in some kind of drastic situation. The dog is dying. It's like, well, if the dog's been poisoned, that the best thing you can do is like, comfort, and also especially keep your dog hydrated. So give it some water. Maybe it, cleanses the system, and then so she doesn't die from dehydration from the poison or the intoxicants or whatever they call them. Intoxicants, poisons. Yeah. Yeah, I saw the Drudge report, the Fudge report. The gay dude, Matt Drudge, that runs the... Are the gays really angry at Donald Trump because he can have kids and grandchildren? I always wondered this. Do they have straight envy or something? Or they just hate fucking straight people. Gay people, LGBTQ, trans. Do they just hate straight people? Is that their main mission in life? They just hate people that can reproduce naturally and have natural families that can reproduce, have normal human reproduction. They're just angry about it. Matt Drudge, right? Matt Fudge. So he's mad because Donald Trump can see all his future of his grandchildren, and Matt Drudge can never see his grandchild cross and get his diploma. Matt Drudge can never experience what Donald Trump gets to experience. Matt Drudge never gets to see his daughter graduate high school or college or an academy or whatever. Matt Drudge always is, I can never have my own children because I'm gay. Because a penis doesn't create a baby going into a dude's butthole. And it never will. Licking a dude's ding dong is never going to produce children. And it usually does not produce children. If putting my ding dong in a dude's butt produced children, there would be a heck of a lot more gay people. but you know it doesn't. It's just the reality. Okay? Put your dude's ding-a-ling up a dude's butt, it never produces kids. So maybe that's why the leftists or the LGBTQ, the gays are so mad at Trump, because Trump gets to look at all his children and all his grandchildren, and they're all smiling and living, and look, the Trump name and the Trump heritage goes on and passes through the generations, like the generations before it, and the family goes on through the different decades and centuries, and all the ups and all the downs and all the stress and but life continues, and life is bold, and life is beautiful, and it reproduces itself, and it tries to expand itself and its horizons. It tries to do that because that's the encoded programming of life, inherently speaking.
She didn't catch me. But she came over right at the end after I'd already folded up the books and put them in the basket holder, and I stuck another basket over them. And then, I had just opened up my darks and my whites, and she walks over, she goes, she looks down in them, oh, because those washers were so loud when they spin. I couldn't put those rocket was, taking off spaceship. And then, anyway, she's like, well, those aren't too full. I said, no.
Bella Boom. This is not Bella. This is Tula, and she's she turns a year old in December 15th. Tula doot. Oh, yeah. Did Bella go lay down? We'll have to introduce Bea Boop. Of course, if you've been watching this channel, you know who Bea Boop is. So, but if you're new, then well, we introduced the Boop on her 15th birthday. The Boop. These are the Shih Tzus. From ancient China, from the theorized to be a breed, a toy breed in China called the Pekingese and the Tibetan Lapso, a cross between those two breeds.
I had 3 disposable salts and 2 peppers. So, pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'm bringing dish soap, but don't want to pour off.
Yeah. So it's mostly. I love and trust animals so much in the wilderness because do the second elixir. Human beings kill people and hurt people because they have the power to do so. They like flexing power. Now animals, they only hurt to survive. Animals only attack animals only attack for defense and to eat, to survive. Human beings hurt people and kill for pleasure and for power. So you see the difference between nature and the way the animal kingdom runs and the human kingdom runs. I'm really surprised, actually, the anti-Trump songs, the leftist, the Democrat. I'm surprised they don't really have any really good talented writers or musicians. Maybe I shouldn't be surprised. They're not talented at doing fucking shit. I'm surprised that the Democrat Party doesn't have good speechwriters, or they don't have good like musicians. They just go like some guy gets his guitar and he's just like, "Fuck Trump," and it just sounds like shit. Yeah, I guess ABC Dishonesty News. They were trying to act like there were a lot of protesters at the ABC. It's kind of funny because that's ironic. Conservatives boycott ABC and Disney because it sucks and it's been trying to put gay shit in our entertainment and trying to poison the minds of children for years, and this woke garbage, like Buzz Lightyear's gay. And so I met Buzz Aldrin, the second man on the moon. He's not gay at all. So making Buzz Lightyear is a fucking offensive. So just stuff like that. Making Buzz Lightyear gay. You're not making Buzz Aldrin gay. Obviously, he's a real astronaut who went to the second man on the moon, to walk on the moon. But that's the queerization of the fucking children's entertainment is not good. Yeah. Do the gays? Is that what they're upset with the straights about? Is that they get to see their next version of themselves walk and live and survive into a future, and they get to just see themselves grow old and everybody die around them, and it's a lot more depressing process. Is gay. Without a doubt. I never got this gay pride thing. People are like, I'm gay, I'm proud. And I'm like, I'm not saying, there's not some cool gay people. Or, I'm not saying there's not some cool people. It's just I don't understand where they're coming from in the sexual realm, but it's interesting to have some weird people sometimes. I'm not saying it's not, but on the regular basis though, no. Was that funny? The Billy Corgan, Bill Maher interview after Charlie Kirk was assassinated. You know, you saw the interview where Billy Corgan's trying to keep a straight face and he's trying to keep it together, and Bill Maher's just falling apart like in real time, and he's just like slamming drink after drink. Like, I'm sorry, I just have to drink, and you know it's like the fucking daytime too. Like, you know this is not a nighttime thing. You know it's like fucking. It's right after Charlie Kirk was murdered. And you can tell, he's got the bottle of vodka, and he's got the rum, and he's just pouring like gigantic fucking things. It's like, I gotta get fucked up. Like, I can't deal with this, right? And so, yeah. And then Billy Corgan's trying to like keep himself together. That is a fascinating interview, because you can tell that one person's losing it, and then the other person's just trying to like listen and like try to keep himself together. But Billy Corgan does seem like the kind of intellect that keeps himself together. And he doesn't really go into emotional, vitriolic type. He doesn't lose his shit very often. You can tell that most of the time he keeps his intellectual center, which is a cool thing about Billy Corgan, is that he can do that. So not everybody has that skill, obviously. Oh, you want to write a song, just do one chord or something? Yeah, do the A chord, just be like. Is that the one? I think so. Just make it whatever. What was like one of the funniest memes? It was like Elon Musk is looking at Caroline Levitt's ass going up the plane. That was one of my favorite memes. It was like Elon Musk is going up the plane. He sees Caroline Levitt's beautiful blonde ass, and he's just like, it was like Elon is checking out Caroline's ass. The White House press secretary. Yeah, that'd be a hard ass not to check out. You know what I mean? Whoa, those are some really good buns, some good jeans. Ooh, well, it's not like she didn't want rich guys to notice her ass. She was dressing in like fucking black shiny leather and shit. Come on. So on Matt Fudge report, he's like, AOC run for president. AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the Conquistadora Cortez, like Hernan Cortez. Like, this is not a sexist or racist thing, but this woman's dumb as fuck, like Kamala and Hillary Clinton. And so that this cocktail waitress is going to become the president of the United States is nothing against cocktail waitresses or waiters or waitresses or bartenders or whatever. But there's no way that this sweet Latina booty is going to become the president. They could try it. They could roll it out. It's probably not going to just because you like sweet Latina booty doesn't mean everybody's going to vote with their ding dongs, with their dick. So that's just a reality. Now, some guys might say, "Ooh, look, sweet Latina booty. Oh, I'd like to have a go with her in the sack." Yeah. Oh, I'd like to have some spicy pussy, right? Yeah, I mean, some guys might vote that way. They might think like, "Oh man, I might be getting closer to some spicy Latina action if I vote this way, huh?" Spicy Latina booty, some sweet Latina booty, as the one man said. That guy came up to AOC at the Congress, and he's like, "Oh, you got that sweet Latina booty," and yeah, the sweet Latina booty. It's you know it. But then AOC gets in Congress and she says Charlie Kirk is uneducated and he's a liar and he sucks and yeah. Is it just open low E for AOC? It's just that because it's just flat. It's just like there's no, it's not like I'm gonna play Spanish guitar for AOC or something. It's just not gonna happen. AOC ya. Are we getting the buzz after the second? Actually, it's. You want to do it mathematically? I've had one drink. I've had 1.25 drinks in the mathematical realm. If we're going to deduce this in a mathematical, computational type, quantifiable measurement here, instrumentation. Gonna get fired. Matt Drudge is gay. Jimmy Kimmel gonna get fired. Matt Drudge is gay. Gayness. Jimmy Kimmel is the butthead talented motherfucker. Yeah, I'm not surprised the show is gone because yeah, they're like protesters ABC Disney. So the irony of this is that conservatives are already boycotting ABC Disney and all the products like me. All Trump supporters have been boycotting Disney. How many millions are they losing from this shit, right? Because they want to toe the party line of the Democrat Party and they want to sell their souls to Xi Jinping and the Communist Chinese and the liberal global world order. And so how many people have sold their souls and sold out American people just to pretend like they're right? How many millions have they lost in revenue, in advertising, in support, in votes? How much have they lost doing what they have done? They're arrogant, bi-coastal elites. Look at how far they've fallen down. And the heartland of America and the heartland of the American worker continues to redefine the planet Earth and the experience of what it really means to be an American person. So, Which one you want to do? You want to do this one? That one kind of sounds cooler. It's like ba 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 ba. That one sounds a little bit doper, huh? You're just like, yeah. So you're going E to D to E to A to G to A. Everybody can feel that for real. So the irony is that all the conservatives and Republicans and Trump supporters are already boycotting CNN, MSDNC, Microsoft, Bill Gates of hell, MSNBC, ABC, Dishonesty, Douche, News, Entertainment Network, or whatever, NBC, and CBS. So that's all getting boycotted. They're losing millions of fucking dollars on that bullshit, on that anti-Trump shit, on that anti-Republican shit, anti-American shit. They're losing millions doing that bullshit, doing that we are the world, kumbaya, suck Satan's cock kind of shit. They're not doing well with that stuff. It's not resonating with American workers, American people. And so look at them just crumble, man. It's amazing. So here's the irony of this. Conservatives are boycotting ABC. People that are mad at that ABC pulled Jimmy Kimmel are also boycotting ABC. So both the left and the right, everybody's boycotting ABC, Disney, ABC. So who's actually still consuming Disney products, and who is still actually watching ABC? How many people are actually keeping this motherfucker afloat? Not many. So a lot of people have grievances against ABC Disney. Wow. That's a lot. So I thought it was really funny to see boycotts of ABC by leftists boycotting, when that's a leftist fucking network, a leftist fucking channel. They're boycotting it because they pulled Jimmy Kimmel. ABC's trying to blame Donald Trump and the FCC chairman and Republicans for ABC getting canceled. The real truth is that ABC Disney canceled. Here's the deal. ABC Disney and Jimmy Kimmel, they fucking canceled themselves. You can't fuck with 77 million fucking people. Would I try to take on 77 million people? It's not like I would just do whatever they wanted. I'm just saying, would I try to fuck with people in this country? You know, would I try to antagonize 80 million of my countrymen and women every single night, day after day, week after week, month after month? Eventually some shit was going to hit the fucking fan as it's hitting. Jacking off Jacking off is fun. Jacking off. Jacking off is fun. You can do it. You can do it too, man. If you're playing guitar, you can do it. Jacking off is fun. Playing with your wiener. And then go to the D. Playing with your wiener. Yeah. I agree. I think AOC would have been a good like titty dancer. That sweet Latina booty in the air. Ooh. Nice one. Sweet. I mean, do people go to AOC for their intellectual wisdom, for her amazing speeches, for her... They just think, oh man, imagine that chick sucking your wiener. That's what most people probably think. Oh, imagine that chick bend over and you're sticking your white wee wee in her butt. In her vagina or whatever. They just think sexual thoughts, right? It's not like guys really think any other thoughts, but I'm saying like, come on. When I see Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, they just think, wow, she'd be a great stripper, right? Like, that's what most people think. I mean, honestly speaking. Like, oh man, wouldn't you like to just have a boobot with her? Yeah, no one really thinks, oh, I want this to be a leader of the United States of America. Nobody. It's not sexist or racist. That woman's just a fucking a space cadet. Yeah. Yeah, it's not sexist, it's not misogynist, it's not racist. It's just, look, it's the reality. That woman can't run a fucking Taco Bell. You know what I'm saying? So, AOC couldn't run a fucking Kentucky Fried Chicken, dog. And that's the real deal. AOC could be great in titty dancing. You should just give it a chance. Can you imagine AOC goes into porn? Imagine that one. AOC, congressional leadership. Yeah, we need to have a meeting about the political leadership. She's like, come on, white daddies. She's like, I'll cross the aisle. She's like, I know what it is. All you white guys have a fetish for me. That's why y'all can't get anything done. You're distracted by my booty. Oh no. You're distracted by that sweet Latina spicy booty you all been fantasizing about, guys. You're fantasizing. I hope that emergency signal is, I hope it's aliens have attacked Earth and Satan has come back from the dead or something. Or Satan has taken the Antichrist form and the world is being destroyed. I hope that's actually the message from the media. I was like, breaking news, Satan returns and aliens. Have a nice night or something. That'd be great. Well, are people gonna vote for the little La Conquistadora Cortez the killer, La Conquistadora, Dora the Explorer, Conquistadora the Explorer, Conqueror? Well, maybe. Oh, we need to spice up our politics with some spicy Latina booty. Maybe maybe white guys are thinking, ooh, I might vote another way next time. Ooh. Oh yeah. Maybe some white guys are fantasizing out there. You know what I'm saying? And doing a little burpage as well. Fantasizing about that sweet Latina booty. Ooh, spicy with the tamales, frijoles. Ooh. Spicy Espanol. Now you're exciting me. Now you got the white man's attention, I think. The spicy Latina women. The curvature booty and boobies. Oh. Now you have captured the Caucasian man's attention. Sweet Latina booty. Sweet Latina booty. Caucasian fantasies of brown women. All right. Sexual fantasies, fetishes. Yeah. Yeah. Why do they always marry white guys? They're just like easy to boss around. They're like Kamala and AOC. They're like the white man. It's like you're my white man bitch. You're my Caucasian concubine. You're my white bitch. Love it, man. So the Democrats thought they were going to get more popular not supporting Charlie Kirk. Is that a bad PR move? That sounds like a really awful move. It sounds like a middle finger to 80 million people or more in the United States. Once you give the middle finger to 77 million Americans, it's kind of hard to salvage your country after giving the middle finger to that many. You know, after you pass that 75 million point, I think you're pretty much, fucked in terms of trying to give the middle finger to the American people. So, yeah, there is a limit, a breaking point to it, and there is. There may not be any limits to God. There may not be any limits to achievement. There may not be any limits to technology, but there is a limit to how much people can be called trash and deplorables and pieces of shit. There's a limit to that. So the Democrats need to take heed, or they won't regain power in this country, never again. So they're really treading pretty dangerous ground, I think. So tread carefully. Well, I mean, I don't care. They can be as outlandish and as fucking ridiculous as they are, and still make illogical and irrational decisions and still fail and lose all power. That's fine with me. Continue to do what you're doing. Carry on. Because whatever, you don't have writers, you don't have talent, you don't have great singers, you don't have good songwriters, you don't have anything that could get you back into power. All you have is shit. And good luck with that. Barack Hussein Obama can't save your asses forever. Because there's only one time that people are going to fall for a half black, half white guy. And that's only once. And after that, you're on your own. That was the only freebie America was ever going to do. And after that, it's never going to fucking work again the same way. You can't have Obama 2.0 because it's just not possible to recreate that bunch of bullshit that he pulled off. I'm black, vote for me. Or I'm half black, I'm interracial, I don't know. I'm half white, half black. I'm mixed. My dad's from Kenya. Vote for me, white Americans. Yeah, I'm going to improve the lives of the white people. I'm Barack Hussein Obama. I'm well educated from Chicago, Illinois. Look, I even know how to speak like a white person. I even know how to speak English like a Caucasian person. Isn't this so awesome? I bet you never heard a interracial president sound this Caucasian in your life. Thank you, white people. Vote for me. I'm all about the English and the white and the Caucasian experience. I'm Barack Hussein Obama. Yeah, they're only going to fall for that shit once, and then after that, Americans aren't going to fall for that shit again. So it was a one-time deal, 2008. That was a one-time motherfucking deal for the Democrat Party. And it's never going to be the same and never going to fucking happen again unless people go, unless our countrymen and countrywomen go to sleep and fall for the same bullshit again. So, all right, we're going to drain a wizard, which is a fancy way of saying I'm going to take a piss. Oh, that's pretty good flowing piss. Yeah, pretty. It's quite. What do you call it? Fluid there. That piss. This is a very fluid piss. Yeah, that's the word for it. Man, that's a fluidic piss right there. All right, there we go. So we got a fluidic piss. Got a, what we had was a very fluidic, very dynamic piss. And we returned to our regularly scheduled Obama party. Okay. Obama party, Obama party, Obama party. Just kidding, it's not an Obama party. So the old saying goes that the perception is stronger than reality. So in 2008, people thought that if they voted for Barack Hussein Obama, that it was some magical transcendent type of idea, when it was not at all. When it was just a race baiting power grab from hell. That's basically what it was. The sad, real truth is that America is not a racist country. America is a broken country. America is a poor country. America is a country that is divided economically between its citizens from the haves and the have-nots. That's the truth about America, is that it's divided from the haves and have-nots. America is not a racist country. America is a divided country in socioeconomic terms. So that's what really America is. It's divided between the people who have money and the people who don't. Maybe you could say that about any country through history or any kind of human system through history. But it's never been more true than it is today of America. Hatred and anger comes from working harder and harder and getting less and less. That's where the rage is building. And it's building like a powder keg, not just in Europe and the UK, but also here in America too. Maybe a little bit slower in America because it's such a gigantic fucking country. But it's still happening. The rage and the anger is building because previous generations had promised the latest generations the American dream, and it's not coming to pass. So the anger is happening not just when you see the check, but also when you see the bills. So you see the rage building, the anger. It's building. It's building. The rich are getting richer, the middle class is losing ground, and the poor are getting wiped out. So the process continues to continue. It's not being checked or countered or stopped or abated, controlled. It's just going haywire into this oblivious, hardcore division. Off the rails like an Ozzy Osbourne crazy train. So it's time for What's Up, Down. Time for What's Up, Down. Dude is boring. I saw Equalizer. Early in the morning. That's I heard early in the morning the sea chanty 5th grade music class. So I understand what he's saying.
Everybody in the house tonight. Woohoo! 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 Everybody in the house tonight. Woohoo! Woohoo! Yeah. Woohoo! Everybody in the house tonight.
It's Spoopy Yo. What's up, dog?
Woohoo! Everybody in the house tonight. Woohoo! Woohoo! I came in knocking down your door. I came in looking to hit the floor. Woohoo! Everybody in the house tonight. Woohoo! Yeah. 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 Woohoo! Everybody in the house tonight. Woohoo! 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 Everybody in the house tonight. Woohoo! Woohoo! I see you shaking that booty thing, and you be shaking like a hurricane. Woohoo! Everybody in the house tonight. Woohoo!
It's Spoopy Yo. What's up? This is song. I love these internet gems. I like these weird videos. My favorite.
Everybody in the house tonight. Woohoo! Woohoo! My arms are flailing, my bones are rocking, and if I can't hear you, then don't be talking. Woohoo! Everybody in the house tonight. Woohoo! 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 Everybody in the house tonight. Woohoo! 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 Everybody in the house tonight. Woohoo! Woohoo! My name is Tupac, and I like it here. If you want me to say things,
Pour the beer.
Cause I've been punched and I need a
Brew.
On second thought, I might need
Get
a
a few.
few. Cause drinking and styling, they go together. And don't you want me to get more better? More better? More better? Woohoo! Everybody in the house tonight. Woohoo! Woohoo!
Like he almost had it. You know what I mean? I think he almost had it. I think
Woohoo! Everybody in
maybe
the
it's a production. I think it was probably a production problem. Yeah, it's kind of lo-fi, huh? I think it could have been a viral internet thing. I went kind of like, oh yeah, like the music equalization, like the production isn't balanced. That's why it's messed up. Yeah. Yeah, should have better like engineers. That's more like Beach Boys. Maybe he like switches musical genres too much, and so he's not focusing on the what's up, the beat and shit. Yeah, maybe that's the problem. I know. We can do critiques of it, but all right, like this part's cool though. They should have just kept up with that. I think it went on too many musical tangents.
Come on, y'all. Come on. Woohoo! Everybody in the house tonight. Woohoo! 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 Everybody in the house tonight. Woohoo! Woohoo! This party gonna take you into hyperspace. Mr. Ball's feeling like nothing place. Woohoo! In the house tonight. Woohoo!
Yeah, I like how it's like almost like retro wave. That's pretty cool. Like I like the vibe of that. Like I like the whole like community vibe. And it's almost like a retro like 1987 video. Like maybe that's what they were trying to do, but like.
Come on, come on, come on, woohoo! Everybody in the house tonight. Woohoo! Do you see the light? Yeah, it's over there. Glitter on the face and black hair.
Is he trying too hard to be cool? Maybe he's trying too hard to act like he's cool, but you know, I don't know. I don't want to do that kind of critique for him.
Everybody in the house tonight. Woohoo! Everybody in the house tonight. Woohoo! Everybody in the house tonight.
Is that really his like BMW or Corvette, or is like he's like borrowing a dude's Corvette to do the video or something? What the hell? That's Boompa Yo, dog. I know his name is not Boompa. I know that's not his real name. I never asked him for his real name.
Look at you guys.
Probably probably like the grocery store scenes are probably the funnest to film. Hell yeah. Disclaimer, nigga. There was no alcohol consumed in public during the making of this video. Why would they write that in there? What? Yeah. Yeah. Taking the shit. Taking the shit. Was that a really good musical experience right there? Or not really? Boompa Yo, what's up? I mean, yeah. Thing about the beef roast is real good. Thing about it is, man, it causes the diarrhea. You know what I mean? So you kind of get the shits. So that's the problem. So the problem is the shits. The shits. Alright, here's the deal. For an extra $2. Yeah. Yeah, I'll get a cash ride for tonight. Tomorrow in the Texas lottery, it's $56.5 million. What would I do with that? Get some sweet Latina booty, obviously. Just kidding. Sweet Latina booty. I was getting that sweet Latina booty. I want to go Hernan Cortez. I want to get a little Cortez. I want to get a little Magellan. A little bit of, different explorers' daughters going on. Maybe a little, maybe a little Columbus. Yeah. Columbus. Something. Yeah, we'll get on. We'll do some exploration ourselves. Yeah, you got Cortez, you got Valdez, and you got them all. Yeah, we get them. So, we'll hook that up. Yeah. Spanish conquistadors or what? Spanish conquistadors? Yeah, here you go. We got the conquistadors. Hernan Cortez. We got Francisco Pizarro. Pedro de Alvarado. Lope de Aguirre. Madman of El Dorado. We got a lot of homies to explore here. Where they got a list of the conquistadors? Yeah. Where's the conquistador list though? Miguel Lopez de Legazpi. Okay. Oh, Vasco da Gama. You remember that? Da Gama. Yeah, get my list of the conquistadors, brother. The conquistadors. Yeah. You just remember, maybe Hernan Cortez is the most, AOC's great-great-grandfather is the most famous of the conquistadors. Yeah, those other guys are just posers, man. Wannabes, bro. The legendary pink dots, 9 lives to wonder. That track sounds kind of cool. It doesn't really go anywhere. This track actually kind of rocks out. So. This one does a lot better in going somewhere. Let's see. On Another Shore by the legendary Pink Dots.
All these years I waited, 'cause I knew that you'd return. No stranger's hand has touched this temple. One candle slowly